This woman, Irina Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee, was killed while riding the light rail in South Charlotte. Since that time, there have been several questions about what happened, why it happened, and could it have been prevented.
Let this be a warning. Let this next video be a warning to everyone. A 23-year-old Ukrainian woman who fled a war zone. She came here looking for safety, and instead she got stabbed to death on a train in Charlotte, North Carolina. Not with a gun, not with some giant Rambo Bowie knife, with a pocket knife. And the guy who did it, 14 prior arrests, armed robbery, assault, threats, schizophrenia. His own mother begged the system to commit him, begged them to get him off the streets. And what did they do? Nothing. They let him out on cashless bail.
It's 9:46 p.m. You'll notice right away, this looks like any other ride aboard the light rail. People are doing what they do these days, keeping to themselves, scrolling on their phones as they ride along. The man accused in the killing, DeCarlos Brown, is in the red hoodies on the right side of your screen. He appears to be maybe a little emotional, perhaps a little agitated, but nothing disruptive. There's nothing that gets anyone's attention. About 30 seconds later, Irina Zarutska boards. She's wearing a hat and a t-shirt from a pizzeria, and she sits in the row in front of Brown. She has earbuds in and is looking at her phone. She too's just minding her own business. They ride along for around 4 minutes with nothing unusual happening. Then around 9:50 p.m., Brown reaches into a pocket. We've zoomed in on it here. He pulls out a pocket knife. No one notices a thing. Seconds later, he would stand up, and from behind, unprovoked, as we stop the video, he would stab the young woman several times. She had no chance to defend herself. The attack was over in seconds, and when it was over, Brown walked through the train attempting to get off. Few passengers, if any, at first realized what had happened, until they noticed drops of blood on the floor. 90 seconds after the attack, a bystander rushes down to begin lending aid to Zarutska. She would die from her injuries. 30 seconds later, 9:52 p.m., 6 minutes into the video, Brown leaves the light rail.
You see how fast it happened? Before anybody could even process what was going on, she was already gone. Nobody heard anything, nobody really saw anything, nobody moved. And by the time they realized what was happening, it was too late. And this is the world that we live in. You could be sitting on a train minding your own damn business, going about your day, and some rando decides he's gonna kill you. And it happens so fast, you don't even have a chance to process what the is going on. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying a gun would have saved her life in this moment. Honestly, it wouldn't have done anything. It happened so fast. A knife wouldn't have even saved her. Hell, even the best situational awareness in the world probably wouldn't have saved her. Nobody expects a stranger to just stab you in the neck for no reason. But here's what's undeniable. You can't count on the government to keep you safe. You can't count on them. You can't count on their policies. You can't count on the words they say. You can't count on them. This man had 14 arrests. He'd already shown who he was. He'd already shown he was violent. His own mother said, please commit him. He's dangerous. And still they let him out. They didn't protect her. They didn't protect you. They didn't protect anybody. And yet, what do politicians do? They play politics with your safety. If this man had used a gun, you best believe they'd be all over it. They'd be at the podium. Red flag law this, red flag law that. We need to disarm people like him. You know they would. They'd be screaming it from the rooftops. But he didn't use a gun. He used a pocket knife. And suddenly, silence. Because you can't build a campaign around banning pocket knives. Hell, UK's trying. But by and large, not in America. Can't do it. And that's the problem. They don't care about safety. They care about leverage. They care about what can get them votes, what can get them airtime, what can get them money. Meanwhile, you and I, we're just out here floundering, trying to figure out how to stay safe in this chaotic ass world. And let me say this because I'm not dumb. I'm leaning on the left right now. I'm leaning hard on the Democrats right now because they make it easy. I'm not dumb though. I know damn well both sides play politics with our safety. Both of them do that shit. But here's the difference. At least one side, at bare minimum, basically says, look, we're not really gonna protect you, but here, have the tools to protect yourself. It's like a wink and a nod. They know they can't keep us safe, so they're not gonna stand in our way if we wanna keep ourselves safe. The other side though, the Democrats, they're the only ones actively and aggressively full court pressing to take away the very tools you need to protect yourself. They're not even passive about it. They throw millions and billions of dollars into disarming you, while at the very same time putting just as much energy and effort into being as soft on crime and criminals as they possibly can be. That is insane. Nah, it's not insane. What this guy was insane. What they're doing is evil. Look at this case. At least here, you can maybe, just a little tiny bit excuse his, I'm not even gonna say that shit. You can't excuse it. But just maybe you could say, well, he had schizophrenia. Maybe he wasn't in his right mind. But what excuse do these politicians have? They know exactly what they're doing. They put more effort into disarming law-abiding people than they do into stopping violent criminals. That's not incompetence. That's not oversight. That is pure, unadulterated, unfiltered evil. Because here's the truth. The government isn't gonna protect you. Their bail reform didn't protect her. Their red tape didn't protect her. Their soft on crime policies didn't protect her. And when shit hits the fan, when somebody decides to take your life, they're not gonna be there to save you. They'll just get back on TV, argue over it, and play politics with your safety. So when people ask me, why do I carry a gun? This is why. Yes, I get it. The gun probably wouldn't have helped her in this situation. But I'm not dumb, because I know damn well they're gonna be way too busy playing politics with my safety while I'm just trying to figure out how to stay alive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I make shit like this, the I'm the militia design. I'm not posturing, I'm stating it for what it is. I am my own militia. We are our own militia for this country. The politics, they're gonna play back and forth. They're gonna pickleball your safety all day long. Pop, pop, pop. Ping pong it back and forth. And then we're standing there in the middle like this. Next time these imbeciles try to pass any type of law that restricts your ability to protect yourself, that shouldn't even be a consideration. You need to smack that shit down. I don't care if you're on the left. I don't care if you're on the right. I don't care where you stand politically. You need to smack that shit down, because if there's anything universal, it's the ability to adequately protect yourself and have the best means to do that. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.